Hey Libra, welcome to your tarot session. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this reading finds you well. I'm going to dive right in. As always, I'm going to start by picking the general energy. So, present moment energy, December. What is your supportive card? What is here right now for Libra? Libra. Okay, Four of Wands. Maybe you've heard me talk about the Four of Wands before, but this is the closest energy to perfection. It is Mars and Venus working together. It's the yin, the yang. It's everything coming into balance finally. And it feels very magical. You know, this card is known as the 1111 card. And there's something here with the symbol of having folks in the middle and how they are channeling something. They are standing between two pillars. Like there's protection from spirit, from the universe, but it really feels like you are receiving something. So listen, I'm always excited to see this card as general energy and really in any placement in a reading. But this is really your time to open up and to say, I deserve this. I want this. I'm open. It feels like, again, something finally comes back into balance for you, Libra. There's so much coming up, and I feel like I'm having a hard time catching up with everything that's coming up for you. But let's see. Libra, Four of Wands. So there's something that was out of balance in the past year. Maybe an opportunity that you feel you miss out on, or something that you felt was kind of taken from you. You were expected something and it did not happen. Nine of Pentacles. And now your hard work, your dedication is finally about to pay off. You're about to receive something that's been delayed, Libra. It was always yours. It's just been delayed. Look at that. We have the Temperance card. Probably the luckiest card in the tarot. So seeing it with the Four of Wands here and the Nine of Pentacles, there's something about your abundance that's shifting, and not just abundance, but your perception of it and your experience of it. So Nine of Pentacles is the buildup of something. Again, it's like finally being rewarded for our hard work, our dedication. There's a buildup. So we've been waiting. Something has been moving very slow. And this is a solitary path. This is something that you've been moving through on your own. And I think it's been very hard to find support, Libra. I don't know if you've been feeling alone, or if you've been feeling recently like it's been harder to connect with folks. There's something here about a solitary path. And I think it was essential for you to walk this path alone. It's your story and it's your own journey. Here with the Temperance card, you're mastering something now. So what have you been doing on a day-to-day? How consistent have you been? Or what are the things that you've been consistent with? I think that you will know right away. If this is your reading, you will know what I'm talking about. Because every time you showed up in the past year doing something, maybe it felt repetitive, maybe it felt like it had no meaning really. But this was about to change the course of your life, and I think you had no idea. There's an element of surprise here with the Temperance card, because this is connected to Sagittarius. It's like an arrow. It's moving very fast. It's bringing you somewhere. It's supporting you. And again, it's a very lucky energy. We're talking about Jupiter, the planet of luck. So your luck is shifting, but again, it feels like this was always yours to begin with. it was always meant to be. It's just been delayed is how I'm perceiving this. 5 of Swords. Okay, so yeah, it's been delayed maybe because someone got in the way. Either someone planted a seed of doubt in your mind. So they critiqued you, they made you doubt yourself, or they shared some type of information that made you believe that you wouldn't get this thing. It felt very uncomfortable and it echoed in your mind. The 5 of Swords is very uncomfortable because it represents how we can be impacted for years and years and decades when someone says something to us just to hurt us. It's not a constructive criticism. It really is about, again, wanting you to doubt yourself. So someone got in the way. And I think that it was definitely part of the path. This is what I'm getting. It was not a bump in the road necessarily. It was part of this whole plan for you. Something was delayed, and it had to be delayed because now you are ready to receive it. With the 4 of Wands, again, everything is aligned in this moment for you to receive this. And when I said, I always feel like there's some type of channeling energy here. What are the signs that you've been receiving from the universe recently? What are the synchronicities that you've been noticing? It's like, I feel like someone has been taking screenshots of their cell phone because there was like 444 or 333, 1111, or they've been noticing little synchronicities here and there. And they're like, I know something's coming. I just don't know when and I don't know what exactly. But I choose to trust. I choose to believe in that magic. This is interesting, Libra. This is very interesting, and it feels like the energy is gaining momentum. Like every day you're getting closer to what was delayed. Okay, tell me more about this for Libra. The Star. Okay, yeah. You are standing in such a magical energy right now. Look at that. The Devil card is here. This is so interesting. I am obsessed with this session. Okay. I get excited when I see the Devil card because this card brings the biggest lessons. It will change you. It will change your life. It will help you start truly living your life. Because when you spell devil backwards, it's lived. This card can shine a light on the ways we have been living our life backwards. And I always felt like the Devil card was kind of the opposite of the Strength card. In the Strength card, we know how to control the beast. With the Devil card, we're still working on identifying what is that beast? What is this thing that I keep going back to? What is this thing that feels quite toxic, but I'm just so used to it or addicted to it? It's going to be different for each and every one of you, but I think that with the Star card right here, and then the Devil card at the heart of this reading, it really is about you honoring the fact that you deserve pleasure. You have found balance when it comes to pleasure, fun, sweetness, having all your senses activated. I think that in the past there was a lot of shame connected to what you wanted, or maybe something that you've done or something that someone done to you. I feel like there's just a lot of shame that you've been moving through and healing also with the Star card. This is the deepest healing energy of the tarot. And seeing it next to the Devil card is so interesting because it really helps you see beyond the facade, beyond what others might say is obvious. Spirit is, and I say spirit, this is the word that I choose to use, but it's like the universe is opening a door for you to see what others can see right now. So again, with this 1111 energy, which is so powerful, I really feel like you are about to have some type of a flash or even a vision of some sort. It could be a dream, like something connected to premonition in some way. You will know. You will know. When, how, where, how come. I feel like you're getting all of the answers. There's this massive, energetic, again, arrow that's just moving towards you, and it's benevolent, it is powerful, and it is, again, helping you start living your life for real. I think that there's been blocks. There's been something that kept you from fully experiencing the life that you're craving. It's connected to old beliefs. It's connected to authority, or maybe your relationship with authority. All Saturnian energies, which is going to be experienced differently for each and every one of you, but you're learning to hold space for your inner saboteur instead of letting fear get in the way. I think you understand now that you need to have a very close relationship with this inner saboteur. Instead of hating those parts of yourself, instead of critiquing and feeling like you are a victim of your own mind, of again, this inner critique, this inner saboteur, I really think like you're learning to hold hand with this part of yourself. And again, it brings the feminine and masculine together. It brings you closer to this Mars energy, because you are Venus ruled. So when we want to embody the energy of the Four of Wands, we want to connect Mars and Venus. So I think that Mars contains all the anger that you've been pushing away, all the ugly feelings that you did not want to feel, or you did not want others to see in you. I think that this is about someone who's breaking up with the need to be a good vibe only type of person. They understand how essential it is to work with their shadow self. And I think that this is your energetic winning lottery ticket. It's the journey in the underworld. It's you befriending your shadow self, your inner critique, inner saboteur. It's all coming together, and it's creating something that is so powerful. A master, an alchemist. This is what the Temperance card is. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this card is so fitting here in this reading for you, not only because we start with the 9 and we have the 10, so there's this beautiful completion, there's this, getting to the next level of things, but this is ancestral patterns done. You are the first one in many, many generations, Libra, to accomplish something or to recognize something within yourself. And the Devil card is a card that can bring up so much old stuff about our ancestors, our caretakers, again, authority in some way. And those chains that are loose, you are free to go, but they're still here. There are still two, naked people with chains around their neck. Those chains, which we work our whole lives to identify, are those old beliefs, those old patterns. I'm supposed to be that way because that's how my parents were, my ancestors were. Of course I'm that way. Of course I'm struggling with this addiction, with this shadow thing, because this is how I was raised. And you always have the power to break free from those curses. And I've been feeling that for a long time. Libra, this year, it was the year for you where this sense of the curse or the spell is just being lifted. But it comes from your hard work and your dedication. I invite you to recognize that within yourself. And the Four of Wands is inviting you to celebrate that. It's so easy to point fingers and get angry. Get angry at the people who tried their best to take care of us, and for some of us, the people who failed to take good care of us, like our caretakers, again, authority. It's so easy to just point fingers and say, of course I'm dealing with this because of you. But when we reclaim our power and when we truly heal, we become alchemists, the alchemists of our lives, and we are able to transmute that anger and that struggle into something beautiful. But again, it's never about the positive vibe only. It's when the shadow and the light, the darkness and the light come together and create. I always see this as an Ace of Pentacles, so it's perfect that we have the 10 here. It feels like this is what December brings your way. An Ace of Pentacles that was always yours, but it feels like at one point it was taken away from you, Libra. Tell me more. Give me 2 cards. One more for Libra. Okay. So we have the Knight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and of course, my friend, the Wheel of Fortune, because why not? Why not have the most esoteric, magical card of the tarot show up? Of course. So, first of all, we have the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles. This is clear to me. It says, if you rush something, it will only give you the illusion that you're moving faster. The mission here, it really is to stay as present as you can with what is. To not obsess over the fact that, yeah, you have healed, you have evolved, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to make another mistake. The kings in the tarot understand the value of making mistakes. They are unshakable in some way, but they are not different than anyone, really. They are still flawed. They are still human. They contain the page and the queens and the knights. The kings contain everything. They are the full-grown trees of the tarot. So when you think about a full-grown tree, especially, when seasons change, you will constantly shed parts of yourself. You will constantly go through deaths and rebirths. And I think that it is important that you understand that. You cannot rush the season that you are in. And it does feel like you've been in a winter season for a while. And what's coming in 2025 is a spring season where the seeds are finally showing up. Again, the fruits of your labor, finally. What was taken, what was lost, it comes back, it finds you. But again, I think that it's important that you acknowledge that, yeah, you've been in a winter season. You've been wintering in some way. And I think it is something that we need to understand. Humans are so connected to nature. We want to rush everything. We live in a culture where the grind is glamorized, where we constantly are invited to do more, and we compare with others. But we are cyclical beings, and sometimes the body needs rest. We need to be in that winter season. We need to be present with the inner storm, the inner turmoil. Again, we need to be present with this Devil card energy. The Devil card is not evil in any way, shape, or form. You know why this card is so scared? Because when the tarot was created a very long time ago, people in the position of authority wanted folks to be scared. And another confirmation of that is that you can find the Hierophant, the Pope, in the tarot. So there was this misconception that, you know, the Hierophant knows the truth, that you need to go through someone else outside of yourself to get the answers, to get the key. And it's not true. That's the thing. We are almost in 2025. It's time that we reclaim our power, especially with those old magical tools. We evolved, and the tarot has evolved too. But I think that it's time that we let go of those old beliefs and old fear. The devil is not evil. The devil is just like this saying that you have an angel on your shoulder and, you know, a little devil on the other side. I think I was like 4 years old when my grandma said that to me. And she never forced me to choose what was quote unquote right. She invited me to be present and to ask myself a question. What does it feel for you? Which side are you going to take? Is it yes? Is it no? It's not about good or bad. It really is about how present can you be when those feelings come up, when you're dealing with change, when you are stuck in a cycle of toxicity or addiction. And it could be so many things. The devil can contain the things that you don't really like about yourself, the things that are hard for you. But what is hard for you is not what's wrong with you. And I think, again, it's time that we honor that and we hold space for the whole spectrum that is the tarot. It's never good or bad. It contains everything. And you could be having a very amazing day and you pick the devil card and you're like, what am I doing wrong? But maybe for you, the lesson is there's nothing wrong with what is happening, but the way you're receiving this experience is devil-like. There's a lesson around Saturn. There's a lesson, again, around cycles and old beliefs. So it's very important for me as a tarot reader to take time to honor those things because I have such respect for the tool. And I think that there's so much tarot on YouTube that people are just consuming, very devil energy actually, when this tool is a mirror and it has so much to teach you if you just dig a little bit deeper. So thank you for listening to my TED Talk, Libra. I know that the folks who love the tarot and respect this tool are going to be glad that I share this. So I see you. I appreciate you. So the Wheel of Fortune is here. I'm excited that we're getting into this energy because it just wraps up everything so beautifully. This is about fixed energies and how sometimes we can feel stuck. We can feel like it's never going to happen for us. Again, it passed me by. I had my chance. I messed up. I wish I could go back. I wish I could do things differently. And the Wheel of Fortune is inviting you to stay as centered as you can, as rooted as you can, because you can only ascend as high as you are rooted, Libra. And I think that this is what you've been learning. You've been learning to root, to be present, to constantly come back home to yourself when your mind loves to time travel, because this is the superpower of Libra. You are Venus ruled, very earthy energy, but you are an air sign. So if you ground, and if you can ground as deep as you can, you will ascend higher than anyone. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that Libra has this potential for really becoming anything that you want. I see this in you and I see this in Virgo also, because Virgo is an earth sign with an air planet. So how do you move with that energy? What does it mean to you when I say those things? Can you ground? What does it look like for you to ground, to be present, to receive energy, to digest it, to not overreact, to not again, force anything, to not rush anything. And sometimes it's so scary because, again, we're so used to rush everything. This combo of card reminds me so much of when I lived in a city. You know, I was born in Montreal. I lived there my whole life, and I've been living in the country now for 3 years. And I notice now that I'm here closer to nature in a very quiet, small town, that I've been rushing my whole life. Even taking a walk when I was in Montreal, I was almost running. I was always rushing everywhere. It's like you follow the beat of the city. And every time I visit New York City, all the time, it's the same. It's like I'm following the beat of the city and the pulse of the city. And I rush. I feel like I have to run. I feel like I have to do everything as fast as I can. And that is one of the cycles that you're breaking. You don't need to rush. And sometimes we tell ourselves, well, I'm getting older. I have to rush. The clock's ticking. Yeah, but who taught you that? Who taught you that? I don't know. There's something here that you're just completely breaking free from. And it is your winning lottery ticket here. The Wheel of Fortune is like, hey, Libra, you're getting this. 2025 is going to be one of the most magical years of your life. And I'm not afraid to say it because I mean it. With what I'm seeing here, and again, this ability to hold space for this shadow, this is it. You cracked the code. This is your life's cheat code in a way. This is how I'm sensing it. So I feel like the month of December is going to bring up all of the lessons that you learned in the past decade. For some of you, the past 2 decades. And then in 2025, you can really begin. You have sign. If you are looking for a sign, here it is. This is it. Someone called in for a sign. Someone, and I'm seeing 2727 on the timer. So that could be an important number for you. I just want to hold space if someone just celebrated their 27th birthday, or if they are about to celebrate their 27th birthday. There's something about that. Also, 2 + 7 is 9, so it could be a 9-year cycle, but there is definitely a lot of magic that's contained in this reading today. And I feel like someone needed to hear this message because you've been fighting the darker side of yourself, and all it needs is a space, a place to hold space for that part of you that exists. We don't want to let it die. We don't want to suppress it. We want to learn to hold hands with it. And this is what you learned this year. And I invite you to honor that and celebrate that in your own way. Libra, I celebrate you always. You have taught me so much this year. For anyone who's been following for a while, I've had my moments with Libra where I did not get the energy. It was very challenging for me. And I had to dig in my own astrological chart, and I had to do my own research and connect with Libras in my life to kind of figure out what was up. And I had so much to learn from you. And I really did. I want to thank you so much for your support, for all the Libras who take the time to sit with me here and listen to the readings until the end. You guys are so precious to me because, again, this tool is magical and it should be respected and honored in that way. So thank you again. I'll talk to you guys next week, Libra. Bye-bye.